Welcome to the Nomad Network, your first stop for complete and comprehensive Chicago Bears football coverage. Dive deep into analyses, updates, and all things Bears. Subscribe to our YouTube channel today and never miss a beat. Thank you in advance for your support. We promise to bring you the best because together we're unstoppable. Go Bears!
Yo, no maniacs. Welcome into a special edition of Some Extra Sauce, man. We're here on a Tuesday night. Why? It's because tomorrow's Christmas Eve, damn it. That's why. We had to get it in, man. And Trips is at a different location because everybody's already moving around, scrambling for the holidays. And I'm lucky enough to still be at home. Kids a Canuck, I don't know. I just don't know. I just did a show with him on the Kids a Canuck channel. I did his football fantasy show, and he was fine there, but he was eating a sandwich. And unfortunately, under the circumstances, he might be asleep right now. Just to be quite honest with you, I think he might be a little tired right now. So that's what's going on. But nevertheless, we're gonna rock this thing like we always do. Thank you all for being here. Let me see who's in the chat right quick before we get going. I mean, look. First person in the chat, my guy, Smitty Q. Shout out to Smitty Q. Tim Basemore. Second one in here. All right, man. So, look, man, we're gonna get right on it real quick, Trip. So let's just go and introduce yourself, man, before we get into all that.
Well, just say what up to everybody. If you partake with the holiday cheer and the festivities, cheers. And if you don't, hey, peace be unto you anyway, as it is that time of year for the festivities and such. Time to spend with the fam, friends, or whatevs. So, good evening, all. And being that this is the holiday season, we have been blessed with a playoff football team. So we got that going for us and going forward. And we still have to look forward as the best is yet to come. We've seen some good, we've seen some better, but we ain't even seen the best yet, y'all. So cheers to the best that's coming on.
Hey, you know what? That is the best thing about the situation, knowing. And shout out to Crimson who just busted up in here. He says, "Ain't it grand that finally have a good old line?" Oh, I can't wait to the Bears conversation. Oh, I can't wait to the Bears conversation. We got a lot of stuff to talk about there, and we're gonna get on it pretty quick. So hang in there, you guys. We're gonna get on that pretty quick. It's not gonna be the same show because we're in the holiday season. We can't do everything we want to do. Shout out to White Ghost that just busted up in here. But yeah, we're gonna get to it pretty quick. Let's start off being human, Trips, man. How other than moving around for the holidays, how you feeling, man? What's been going on with your world?
Well, since the other day we were all together, not much has changed, not much updated, but as you can tell, I'm in a different locale because of the holiday, and so down in the city, hanging out with the fam, and that's always a beautiful experience you know when you're younger and you're all in the same household or same vicinity. You take it for granted, but when you get older and you get a few thousand miles away, the times you can come back together, it's like special. So you enjoy it. So that's what I'm on. But as always, got to give some time out to the no maniacs, out to the supporters of the Nomad Network at Kansas Canuck and Sports Chicago style, so we can talk a little Bears, a little football, a little life, for a little bit on this Tuesday. Just to make sure that we bring the content that you want, you need, and you deserve.
Appreciate that, man. And safe travels, and hopefully the family is happy, man. And it's good, cool being around them, just having a good time, and that's what it's all about. It's really just about family for me. What's funny about it, before I get into my little story, I want to tell you all something that just happened. Um, Talked to my sister earlier, man. She had a breast reduction surgery, man, and she's doing well. She done bounced back from it, and she's already recovered for the most part and ready to start going back to work. I wanted to tell her she wanted to go back Monday, but I was just like, just chill out and wait till the new year, just chill for a little bit. What's up, Paul? I mean, Dan Brown. Glad to see you. I hadn't seen you in a while, man. Good to see you in here. Um, anyway, long story short, to get to that part, I always think eggnog. I told you guys that a week ago, man. I love eggnog and I love doing holiday spirit things. And I told her, I said, man, I'm looking for some non-lactose eggnog. And I found some powdery stuff. She's like, you know what, man? It's gotta be some eggnog out. They got non-lactose everything. And so she found some. It's called Silk. I've seen that product here and
Hmm.
there. I don't know, man. We're gonna see, man. I think it's like the almond milk kind of. I think it's an almond milk kind of product.
Yeah, I
And
use that all the time. The silk almond milk, the unsweetened, but I've never had their eggnog.
there you go. There you go, mayhem. Bourbon and eggnog. I'm going whiskey and eggnog or rum,
There
one
you
of
go.
the two.
Some
I'm
kind
going
of
one.
dark liquor and eggnog. It's a
It's
dark liquor of choice.
yeah, pretty much of choice. Shout out to Dan Brown. He says been long, rough week. Last week he lost his big brother. Brother,
Oh, damn.
man,
Sorry to
why does
hear
this
that.
stuff always happen during the holidays, man?
Right?
It always happens. Shout out to you, Dan. Keep good spirits, man, and be the big brother now. Be the
You
big
got
brother
to.
now. You know, be the big brother. You the big guy now. I'm sorry to hear that, Dan.
Yeah, condolences. Because, it sucks and there are no words that are going to bring, the ultimate comfort or anything like that. But just know that, we're here for you and we empathize with you.
That's why this community is here, man. We here for it all, Dan. We here to be there for each other. That's a big, big deal with me because it leads me into the next story. I gotta tell you about my life. And what's interesting is it just happened. Um, Somebody that I know, and I'm literally talking about not very long ago. Somebody that I know is going through depression and it's hitting them hard. And I wouldn't say that we are friends or we know each other well. I've just known them through acquaintances, seeing him around. He's him seeing me around. He knows who I am for sure. But I'm sure he doesn't know that I'm a mental health professional because I haven't really seen him since high school, right? And long story short, I just run into a scroll on Facebook and he's going through it and he just put it out there in the open and you can tell it's he's reaching out for help. And one of the things about me is being prepared for these kinds of moments. It's like my life has already been designed for me to be there for people that go through stuff like that, to help them walk through some darkness and get them to where they can see some light and see things, see it again. And sometimes that's what depression is for a lot of people. Me being a person that doesn't experience it, being around people that's going through it and having to walk people through that so many times, Trip, it's like my heart just aches for people like that because the description of how they feel about that disease, it's hard to wrap your mind around when you first hear it the first time. Somebody that goes through that in a serious way, it's hard to wrap your mind around. It's just like, how do people feel that way about life? But then you do it enough times and you go through it enough times and you realize that sometimes people slip into a dark place and don't know how to get themselves out of it. So I told my man, I said, look, I got something to do right now, but when I'm done, I'm wide open for whatever you need. I will help shepherd you through this, man. And he's just like, I've already tried. I'm like, listen, you haven't tried it with me. You have not tried it with me. And trying to convince people that you can be that helping hand is not easy, man. So when we get done with the show, that's exactly where I'm gonna have to be.
Yeah, there is a lot of different individual experiences that people have experienced traumatic experiences and just gone through trauma, and it varies, how it affects people. Some are able to just kind of shake it off. Others, have it as a dark cloud over their entire life, and it's something that is not fixable, because things that happened in the past, you can't go back, you can't change them, you can't undo things. And I've said it before, I think, but if you had a beef or some kind of friction with somebody who's no longer with us, you can't get any kind of resolution with that. So whatever the traumatic experience was, it stunts a lot of people's growth mentally, physically, emotionally. Um, they may think that they're over it, and then something triggers them, and then they slip back into that darkness, and they can't find their way out because it's just dark. And it's something in our minds, in our own brains, that is making it dark. And so part of us knows that we want to get help. We want to the pain, the silent suffering to stop, but we don't know how. And then when we try to find ways out how, the darkness is misguiding us, back into deeper darkness. So it's a very destructive cycle. And the thing is, you can't really do it alone. Nobody, no therapist is going to be able to fix it or cure you. It's just finding ways to come to accept it or deal with it or get past with it, but just have the understanding that the bad thing happened. It's not your fault. You know, you move it, keep it moving forward, and keep those scars there, because the scars will always be there. We will never forget those events, but they can heal. They can be sore from time to time, but we can get past them. Because I mean, it's kind of the same thing, and I'll let Kez get in here, since he's here now. But today I was doing some traveling, and I was, just shaking out my fingers, and I happened to look across me, and the lady had no fingers, literally. She had like the nubs of like where the knuckles were, but she was still able to utilize her phone and like scroll and stuff. And then I felt kind of bad because I'm out here, moving like I'm flexing, like, oh, look at me, I got fingers. But I'm not thinking about it. But somebody's always going through something that we don't think about, and it's just you don't feel bad about it because you can't feel bad about it. Life is too short to feel bad about it. So just whatever you need to do, if it's talking to somebody, do that. It's just sometimes just talking about it's like, huh, I didn't think about it from that perspective. Or the more I talk about it, the less of a fear it gives me, the less I'm scared of it. And the more it's just like a story now. So you can kind of deal with it emotionally and get past it. But it's a process, and it's not easy. It's a lot easier said than done, kids.
Kids ain't in there yet. He's eating
I could have
something.
sworn I thought it popped. I thought something
He's
popped
down
up.
there.
Kids is here. Kids trying to figure out what you're talking about. What are you talking about?
Well, let me
Well,
let me let me
I was kind of
let me
hoping
start
you'd
all
actually
over.
get to it. You'd actually
So
uh,
let me
announce it.
just tell you how. What up, Relentless Mikey, Mini Star? Yeah, we live, man. It's just two streams going on. Don't be confused. Just follow the voice. Just follow the voice. All right. So I told him, well, you already know I'm a mental health professional. Been doing that for a long time. And one of the things that I did is I opened myself up during COVID because there was a lot of people, saw a lot of people struggling and they was expressing themselves online. And I'm just like, we all sitting around and not doing anything. Why not apply myself? And I really did. And sometimes I wish I didn't because I got a lot of phone calls all hours of the day and night and had to help walk people through things. But then instead of being frustrated about all of that, I had to come to grips with what my calling is. And part of my calling is to assist people in times of need, man. Help shepherd people through darkness is what it is. And somebody I'm acquainted with is going through that. And I was telling Trish the story how I just came across it online, and I told him, I said I reached out to him, and I told him that's exactly what I'm gonna have to do when I get off of here. No matter how late it is, I'm gonna have to help him. See, try my best to walk him through to some kind of light spot, man, because it doesn't sound good at all.
Well, glad you got to do what you're about, man. It's all about flexing those muscles and helping those people at the same time. So I'm glad you have that opportunity. I don't know. Weird wild world out there, man. That's all I gotta say. And I'll give a shout out to Relentless Mikey and actually everybody else in the chat. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah and all of those things to all of you guys out there. Hopefully you get to spend some good time with your friends, family, loved ones, what have you, and maybe you can help somebody out along the way.
Yeah, Trips was saying, and there's a lot of great comments in here, man. Minister Charles, Create Culture, White Ghost, all the people that's making comments in here, and it's just, it's hard to get somebody to see what they can't see. That's the job right there, is getting someone to see what they can't currently see. You know what I mean? That's the work right there, is first getting them to. I've seen variations of it where getting somebody to go back to work, or getting somebody to just get up out of the bed, or getting somebody, just basic things. And you start there, and you just work and work and work through it until you get the person where they're feeling better. But you can't give up right there. You got to keep them going and show them that, your spiritual guide, something. Let me just pull it up. Let me just pull it up. Create Culture says we wake up one day at a time. The next amazing thing we're going to discover is what's already here, our spiritual power, and how to access our truth in the spiritual realm is spiritual plants. He said a lot there. The spiritual aspect of trying to get better is where I work from. Those are the basic structures that I work from, is getting people to just let go of the thoughts, and just be, and see where the spirit guides you. It's usually to a much better place. Just letting people, this is too much clutter in people's mind, and sometimes that's taxing. A lot of times that's taxing, and that's heavy on a lot of people,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, the best part, the bad part is there's no guide, there's no manual, let's say, that you're born with on how to use your own mind and know when it's working against your own best interests, which is kind of counterintuitive, but it be like that, and it's very normal to feel unnormal.
Well, there's no such thing as normal. Normal is a myth. You are who you are, and you go through these things on your own to a degree, and you can only share what you have with others and see if it is close to some level of normalcy. But all bets are off at the end of the day. You truly walk this earth all by themselves. Happy Kwanzaa, as Harley Wildhog would have it as well. I put that out there too, but yeah, it's a tough world to navigate, man. Tough world to navigate. You got to skate by and do what you got to do to get by. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down, and it's all how you manage and juggle everything in between. But I try to do a decent job. Sometimes you get depressed. Sometimes things are going great, and let's be honest, as Bears fans, I think we're having a pretty good week.
Hey, man, I love the comments in here. I wish I can speak to them all, man, because it's some great comments, some great feedback in here. and I really do want to speak to it all. But we got to hurry up and keep it moving. Only because Trips he's got a little time deadline that he's got to meet. So we just got to hop on it. And what we're gonna do this time, we're gonna hop on drinks first. We're gonna hop on drinks first. And I hate to be short about that because to me it's a deep conversation and it's worth having. I can go on for hours talking about it, but we need to hop onto some drinky drinks. And I ain't got a whole lot of complicated stuff right here, but this is just a suggestion for the holidays, a cheap ass suggestion. And we're gonna see what y'all think about this cold duck. I don't know if you ever heard of that, kids. I don't know what y'all do in Canada, but in the poor folks neighborhoods, come holiday time, whether it's Christmas, whether it's New Year's, we all get champagne around here. And champagne-like things. This is a very champagne-esque drink. Have you ever heard of it?
No, I've never heard of this at all.
You never heard of cold ducks?
Never heard of cold duck or Andre, to be honest with you. Who's Andre? Why is this duck cold?
Hey, that's personal.
This is you know what's funny about this, y'all? My girlfriend had no clue what it was when I met her. And now it's a tradition. Every year about this time, she fell in love with it. Not only that time, it's gonna be here this holiday season as well. I took this to a work Christmas party, took like 6 bottles of that thing up in there. And all the white girls was in there like, hey, what's this? What's this? Cracked that shit open, man. They was tearing that shit up, dude. Tearing it the fuck up. It's a cheap, you can probably get this for like $7.99 or something like that.
Yeah, that was like the predecessor of Boone's Farm.
Predecessor. It's an old drink, man. It's been around like since
Well, yeah, because I mean the cold duck was like the Fred Sanford era. But it was that, cheap wine, quote unquote. And as the generations change, it filtered on down to like Boone's Farm.
Pipple.
Yeah, you don't know nothing about that. You don't know nothing about that.
You say settle down.
Yeah,
You're not on that level quite yet.
No, not this guy.
Hey, you know what? Create culture. I will tear down some Asti, some Spumante in a minute. If depending on what's in the house, man. If this is in the house, Asti's in the house, I'm on it. I like sparkling wine. I like champagne. I know it gives a lot of people headaches. I'm not one of them people. You probably just drank too much of it and didn't. If you get that, you probably just didn't hydrate well enough. That's mostly what that is. But that's this drink. Any other thoughts about cold duck now?
Nah.
Yeah, that's like one of those holiday sip long kind of things, ain't it?
Oh yeah, this is definitely holiday stuff. Trust me when I tell you guys. Pull this, go get you some of this shit. And everybody's going through hard times right now, unless you're rich. Everybody's got some financial situation that they're dealing with. And you need to go, you want to have a good time on a budget. This is the aisle you need to go down. Go down the cheap liquor aisle and find you some cold duck.
This just sounds like a hangover waiting to happen.
It's not. It looks like it, but it ain't.
Okay. This ain't sweet.
It's
it's sweet.
Sweet.
That's what I'm saying. I can
it's like a dry sweet.
Yeah, it's got some fizz and bubble to it. So it basically it cuts through the sweet.
Okay.
The carbonation to it.
Yeah, right. But it's not as sweet as in it's not bitter or it'll make you like blah blah blah.
No, it's very good on the palate. It tastes really, really good, man.
Yeah.
All
right. Here's the next one. This is the last drink. Kids, take the fuck off because I know.
Oh, this is my drink right here. This is my drink. This is the Moscow Mule. I drink this all the time. You want to get yourself some lime juice, some ice, a lime, some vodka, and some ginger beer. Mix them all together. You got yourself a Moscow Mule. Now, the thing about a Moscow Mule is you want to drink it, and this is not how you see it here, but you want to drink it in a copper mug. It's like a thing. It just seems to taste better in a copper mug. I don't know why. but you drink it in a copper mug. So I went out and got myself a bunch of copper mugs just for this purpose, and I share love with a little bit of Moscow Mule here every so often. I did it last holiday season. I might do it tomorrow. To be honest with you, now that I think about it, I got some vodka. Yeah, maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Maybe I'll get some Moscow Mule going.
Kids, I have to be totally honest. Never heard of it until I met y'all. Till I met you, till I met this community. Never ever heard of the drink called a Moscow Mule. Number one. Number two, I've tasted ginger beer once in my life, and it's been so long ago. I've forgotten what it tastes like.
Well, I can remind you real quick. I had a
Straight
ginger beer
ginger, but
legit 2 hours ago. It goes down smooth, but you're gonna get that burny, spicy, gingery aftertaste.
It's like ginger ale. It's like a jerk made your ginger ale. You know what I mean?
I just
like an asshole made the ginger ale. That's basically the best way I could put it. You get all the fizz, but it is that just overbearing ginger. Like ginger's a weird thing, man. Ginger's just it can be an overbearing flavor profile to add into any food. A lot of the time it's amazing, but in ginger beer it's just a little bit overbearing, and you wonder, why did I drink this? Well, the answer is you added some lime and some vodka to it with a little bit of ice, and now you're in good with a Moscow Mule. You can drink ginger beer all day long in that case. But to that degree, for those of you who like a Ryan Ginger, it's kind of similar. A lot of folks who swear by the Ryan Ginger, once introduced to the Moscow Mule, they're like, oh, okay, like this kind of got a similar flavor profile. It's not bad. I like it though. It's been my drink of choice for the last little while.
I gotta say, man, it's a lot of people out here that don't know what the taste of ginger is like. It's a lot of people that haven't experienced ginger. For a long time, I was one until I became experienced. And before I even tasted ginger, I tasted ginger beer. You know, and what I can tell you is, depending on how you are introduced to ginger can be very, very it can be very strong.
Overbearing, man. It can
a little goes a long way.
Yeah.
If you've ever had shrimp fried rice or any kind of fried rice, you've had ginger.
You probably had some ginger in there.
Yeah, it's
one of those flavors, man, that you're like, oh, this shrimp fried rice is really good, and it's either, oh, this is really good, or it's something weird about this shrimp fried rice, right? Like it may throw off your entire meat, man. It's just
too much ginger.
Yeah, man.
We that's probably the fourth or fifth time I had ginger in my life. It was through some fried rice my girlfriend made. She found a recipe, and it told her to put this amount of ginger in it. I'm just gonna tell you right now, threw the whole damn dish off because it was way too much ginger. I couldn't eat it.
Yeah, that's not something you go overboard with. A dab would do you, because it goes in when you saute the garlic. You don't go equal garlic to ginger. It should be like whatever the garlic is, like half of that ginger or a quarter of that.
Yeah, it will throw you off if there's too much in it, for sure. So anybody that hasn't tried ginger the first time, my advice to you is ease the hell into it.
Yeah. You know, the only place that I like ginger with sushi is a great thing. I know give you slices of raw ginger, but it's actually really, really nice with sushi. Take that for what it's worth. Anyways,
all right. I'll tell you what, man. We're gonna roll through this, man. Now we got some food to talk about. Any last thoughts on Moscow Mule? I'm gonna try this, man. I'm gonna try this just to see, because Kez might be one of them people that keep ginger beer in the house. I don't.
I never used to, but I do now. And like, let's be real about this one. I used to hate ginger beer. I thought it was nasty. I was like, if I'm gonna drink beer, I'm trying to get, you know what I mean? I'm trying to get smashed. But it's one beer that ain't gonna get you drunk. But after a while, mix it up this way, it'll get you drunk. So now I'm in. Like that was all it was missing.
And create culture is so right. Ginger, he said, I'm gonna read what he says. He says ginger should be used raw as a medicine for addictive for health juices. Listen, let me tell you something. I've done some researches on ginger. It's got a lot of medicinal quality to it. Lots of it. Lots of it's got antioxidants in it. There's ginger has a lot of no. It's a reason why you see Jamaicans living to like damn near 200 years old.
What's the there's a tea that you make. You simmer some water with some raw ginger in it, and then you filter it out, and then you put in honey, lemon, and something else. But
Turmeric.
it's turmeric. There you go. Thank you. And that's a very healthy, beneficial concoction.
Yeah, that's the basis of like my smoothie. Those few ingredients, then I'll throw in some protein powder and some additional fruit. Beat that stuff up, and that's breakfast.
Hmm.
All right. All right, we're gonna move on to some food because I know as soon as Trip sees this, he's gonna want to talk. We're
Well,
gonna do
you have to read from me because I can't see it on this screen.
all right. Meal Cares can do it, but here we go. It's a
This looks
chili.
like some kind of burger.
Go
Ooh,
ahead, Cares. You can take
that's
over, man.
good. All right, chili smash burger,
Mm.
grated sweet onion, brioche bun, roasted chilies, olive oil, butter, salt and pepper, green chili sauce, ground Angus, and some mayonnaise. Looks delicious.
Yeah, you got a lot of flavors going on in there.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And the thing about the smash burger that makes it different than a smash burger is flattened,
Mm-hmm.
and it has that char on the meat, so it has that little crunch, and that just kind of changes the flavor profile a little bit. Then the cheese is nice and melty.
Uh-oh.
Oh, did we lose him?
For a second, he'll pop right back in. He's just in a different location. The Wi-Fi is different. But you know what, man? I'm curious, man. It's hard. You have to really go out of your way and really, really go out of your way to screw up a burger that I wouldn't eat. You'd have to. I've had one burger in my entire life that I could not eat. One. And I had a lot of different burgers. At Chili's. At Chili's, they have not Chili's. Let me make sure I got that right. I think it was Chili's. They have this Texas sweet honey barbecue burger with some fried onions on it. And it was so sweet, dude.
Oh,
It was so sweet. I felt like I bit that thing twice just to make sure. The first time I was just like, oh shit, this is too sweet. I'm just like, all right. And the girl that was with me, she's just like, try it one more time. Just at least try another bite because she bought the meal. I fucked it. No, I can do it, man. That's the only burger in my life I couldn't eat. Any other burger, you have to really go out of your way to fuck that burger up.
I don't know. I've never had a burger. There's never been a burger I couldn't eat. I gotta say. Um, was it just the barbecue sauce that made it so sweet, or what?
Yeah, it was the barbecue sauce. I guess the take on it was to make a sweet burger. And me, sweet, and burger don't get along, man. First of all, I don't like sweet on my burger at all. I don't even like the sweet bread pickles that come with some of that shit. I'll take that shit off. I want dill.
Mm.
I'm just me and my palate. That's just what I like. I don't like sweetness mixed in with any kind of meat really that I'm eating.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I've had some sweet burgers and non-sweet burgers. It's all the same to me, man. As long as it's cooked correctly. Honestly, the place that I go to get a burger now, man, out of all the places I have at my disposal, I go to a little local pub Their burger is made of ground chuck, and it is melt in your mouth good. I can't compare it to anywhere else. Period. But I just brought a bunch of business folks up to this little spot to have a burger with me the other day, and they're like, "Damn, man, like this burger is so good." I was like, "You know what I'm saying?" Because I was like, y'all paying for the meal, so like, you know what I mean? Like we could be doing some steak here, we could be doing some real food, but I want you guys to test this burger out and tell me if I'm crazy. Am I crazy, or is this one of the best burgers you've ever had? And they're like, hands down. Shout out to Greenfields, man. Greenfields, you make a stellar burger. I don't know what it is. I assume it's really just quality of the ingredients. But man, this burger is stellar. So good.
This burger right here. Now, there's nothing about this burger that I'm not all over. There is absolutely nothing about it. Only thing that gives me pause is I've run into some green chili that will fire your ass up. I run into some green chili that will fire you up.
I have some red chili that is like, and I put a little bit in my last batch of chili that I was making at home. My Lord, man, I couldn't figure out what caused just the flames, but it was the chili. It was a chili powder I added, and the wife couldn't eat it at all. So, man, I got to take it easy.
I just would eat this burger. I'd eat it twice, but I know for a fact that if I eat this whole burger, I'm gonna struggle a little bit. I ain't gonna say struggle, but it's gonna. I can't go nowhere the next day.
Hey man, well if you're gonna take that attitude, you know what you got to have with it.
What you got?
What do you got to have?
Now you would think French fries, right? And
There
that
you
is
go.
delicious, but it's even better with some baked beans.
And that's a little too filling for me.
Well, you already gonna have the itis, might as well just go ahead and have the itis.
Fair enough.
Am I the only one that's had some too hot green chili?
No, well, I've had too hot red, but not green.
Well, sometimes you can have not too hot green, but have too many of the not hot green, and then that heat adds up.
Man, this burger looks so good to me, and it's a smash burger. Holy crap! The brioche bun is underrated. Just for the record, for people.
Yeah, the sweetness, very sweet.
Yeah, you talking about the contrast in flavors. You talking about a tart kind of, it's a little spice there, and then you combine a little sweet to it. I'm not the biggest brioche bun guy, but depending on, like, if you get a really, like, I like them on a bacon and cheddar cheeseburger. A double
now, you
bacon.
know what else is like a brioche bun? Those King's Hawaiian.
Yeah, I like King's Hawaiian. Yeah, it is very simple.
Never had that. Never had a King's Hawaiian.
They kind of almost remind me of like little slider sized kind of rolls, but they come in a little package, and they have that brioche kind of sweetness to them.
Yeah, you gotta try those. You gotta order those if you need to, kids. You can get online and order that just to try it.
I'll have to check it out. At least I haven't had it to my knowledge. Definitely had a brioche. Brioche is great. Had a few others, but at this point, I'm actually not eating buns at all, man. Straight up lettuce.
Yeah. They got now. I think they got Hawaiian, keto rolls out there. I think.
Damn, not eating no buns. I bet your wife is mad.
She's eating buns. I'm not. You know what I mean? Like she's fine. She's good with it.
There's no reciprocation. That's fucked up.
No, you know what I'm saying? It's like, no, like there's certain things I can do. I ain't doing that. So she left me in the cold with that one, man.
Get somebody to die.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. Any last thoughts on this? This. I've never had this, just to be totally honest with you, but I know I would enjoy the dog shit out of it. I just don't know.
here's the thing. Here's a key. I got cut off before, but one of the key things. Not only is it about being smashed, but it's about putting two smashed patties on top of one another
Yep.
to get the full effect. So it's not about just having a single layer smash burger. That's fine, but to get the full effect, you need multiple layers.
Yeah.
Now, if you
So
really
true.
want to get jiggy with it, get it like 3 or 4 patties going.
Yeah.
Hey, somebody asked earlier, have we tried the pretzel buns yet? I gotta stand up and say that I have not, and
No.
I don't like pretzels. Number one, number two, my girlfriend loves pretzels, and she keeps bugging the shit out of me about wanting to try some burger place around here that specializes in it because people are talking about it. She wants it, and I'm just like, man, I'm not trying. But I'm have to do it at some point.
It's very similar to a brioche. Like it is, but it's a little bit. It's a little
thicker.
bit thicker. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's a little bit thicker. I didn't like it as much as some of the other people out there. As much as I would have thought that I would have enjoyed a pretzel bun. I didn't because of that added thickness. Just me.
I think Create Culture mentioned it. I don't.
They did.
Me and pretzels, I ain't really that much into it.
Well, it doesn't taste like a pretzel. I mean, it's similar to the way that it's made, but it does have that thickness. But it's just like a different. Just think of a different coarseness of grain.
All right.
Instead of like a very meshy thing, you're eating a more bodied burger. So you can put more sauce on it. You can put like a thicker, like if you, instead of a smash burger, if you want to use like a thick joint, you can put a nice thick one inside of a pretzel bun because it's gonna hold up with the weight.
Yeah. All right. I'll tell you what, man, because we can keep going on, but if I don't keep this thing moving, we're gonna run out of time. So I got to get to the last food item, and it is my favorite thing in the world. As stereotypical as it is, I don't give a
Oh,
fuck.
it's not fried chicken.
Everybody love Mama's fried
How
chicken.
did you know?
Everybody,
Because it's
anybody can read it.
delicious.
Go ahead and read the ingredients. Anybody can.
All right. Ingredients: salt and pepper, mustard powder, thyme, basil, paprika, flour, whole milk, buttermilk, peanut oil, garlic powder, onion powder, cornstarch, and hot sauce.
That's a whole chicken, and you have to
Yeah,
part
it
it up.
Is the hot sauce separate?
No, sir.
No.
Let me lay it on them so I can get it right. Trip. Listen, in that buttermilk, when you're about to when you got this chicken cleaned up and seasoned up, you get ready to throw that thing in some buttermilk, and you need to put all these seasonings in that buttermilk along with the hot sauce.
Okay.
Stir that thing up, so make sure it's good and wound up and mixed up well. Dip all that chicken in there. Let it sit in there if you want to. Let it sit in there for a little while. And you take that chicken dripping right out of that buttermilk seasoning, and you throw it in that flour, whether it's in a bowl, bag, like we do in the hood. Take that shit on up. And what I do to top this off, I would put my stuff in the freezer, or if there's no room in the freezer, I'll put it on the in the refrigerator and just turn the temperature down low so it gets really, really cold. So by the time you take it out and put it in that oil, you won't have particles coming off of that chicken crust. It's going to stay stuck together, and it's going to be a complete piece of chicken, and you won't have all that excess bullshit going on in your grease.
But now, if you want to get extra, you double dip. You put that double coating of batter on there. So you do that whole process that Nomad said, but after it comes out of the freezer or the refrigerator, now you put it back through the batter, the flour and the batter, and then
that's
you put
going to
it
make
back
that
in the refrigerator.
That's going to make that crust extremely thick. Extremely thick.
Yeah, you're right.
That's when you take that bite and it goes crunch.
Yeah. This is shout out to Dan Brown. He says biggest weakness for him is fried chicken. That is definitely mine. Fried chicken. Fried chicken, I don't give a shit who you are. You can be from another damn planet, from another galaxy, solar system, and come here for the first time. Somebody hand you a piece of fried chicken. You ain't gonna want to leave. Some good fried chicken. Shit.
That's what TR 808 Planet's coming for. They heard we had the good Yardbird on this planet.
They right. They are correct.
But
Yeah.
now here's the thing though. Now obviously when Nomad brought it up to Southern, you got your mashed potatoes, you got your green beans, your veggies. But are you a hot sauce person? Are you a ketchup person? Are you a barbecue sauce person? Are you a hoisin sauce person? What condiment do you have on your fried chicken, if any?
Hot sauce.
Louisiana hot sauce, man. Almost without question or saying. Gotta be Louisiana. It's great. The heat profile isn't extreme. You know what I mean? If you've got you know what I mean? If you're a little sensitive to the spicy, it's not really that spicy a hot sauce.
Hey kids, I got a secret to tell you.
What?
You know what the Louisiana people eat mostly down south?
What?
It ain't Louisiana.
I bet you. What do they use? Tabasco?
Franks.
They use
Texas Pete.
They use Texas.
Texas Pete in Louisiana. I seen more Texas Pete down there than I saw Louisiana.
Interesting. Very interesting. I'm not surprised, but very interesting. I swear by Louisiana sauce. I love their sauce, man. It is so good. But
now I gotta give a shout out to Chef Trips. We can't talk about food without giving him some love because he did a video of homemade honey mustard that would be delicious on this, as well as a homemade Cane's sauce copycat. You familiar with Cane's dipping chicken place?
Yeah,
I've never had it.
All right. Well, they have a specialty sauce that they have there for their dipping for their chicken that will also go awesome with fried chicken that you can make easy at home.
So great culture has graduated to the sriracha. Are y'all down with the sriracha?
Sriracha is a little too hot for me.
See, it's so funny because it's not. It's just the weirdest flavor profile of them all. So my first two introductions to sriracha, I was like, I'm never having this. What sauce is this? You know what I mean? Remind me never to have this sauce on anything ever again. And my body did remind me that the following day. You know what I mean? The next time I had sriracha, because I had it on there's this one. Shout out to Osmos. There's this one sandwich chain here in Ontario, and their claim to fame is just like it's like mild, medium, hot, and then like obscenely, ridiculously hot. And what that means is just the amount of sriracha they're going to put on your sandwich. Always sriracha, but like if you're crazy, we'll put a whole bunch on. So my son goes out and he orders just like one of these just mad sriracha, and I'm eating this sandwich. I'm like, good Lord, why did you do this to me? But after that meal and suffering a little bit, sriracha ain't nothing. I can eat tons of sriracha on anything. Now that I'm used to the flavor profile, it's just a different flavor profile than anybody's really used to in this, this side of the Middle East. But once you get used to it,
a little bit lighter than sriracha is shout out to the dude, but Valentina.
Okay.
It's got a little heat, a little sweet, a little tart. So it's like the best of all worlds.
Mr. Charles said, "You motherfuckers that made me take some freezer out there. I mean, some chicken out the freezer for them." He ain't saying nothing. I said that. That'll get you there. All you do is see it. That's all it takes for me is a visual. Every freaking time. But here, hey, look, little trick to fried chicken. One of the things that I didn't do for a long time was add the cornstarch to the flour mixture. And it does bring another level to your crunch. The flaky. The cornstarch is a must-have. And I found out over the years now, there's some people that might argue with me up and down. I found out that the peanut oil is the best oil to cook chicken in, fried chicken in. or fry most anything in. I'm talking about deep frying now. My experience is some people might tell you, nope, lard, nope, vegetable oil, nope, this or that. From my experiences, peanut oil is the best thing to fry any deep fried food in. You got to have that, and you
Yeah,
got
yeah,
to.
yeah. Because back in the day, it was all about the lard. Because I remember going to the store getting some lard or what was that shit in the blue can, Crisco.
Yeah, that's that old shit.
They use half a can of that, put it in the skillet, and you watch it melt, and it's like, ooh, science. And then it's like, oh yeah, that's where the chicken goes swimming in and it comes out crispy and delicious. But it's what do they say nowadays? Canola oil, almond oil, there's all kind of stuff. But also a note that it's not the same consistency, but you can substitute for buttermilk by using any kind of milk you want, whole milk or like an almond milk and vinegar.
Mm.
Mix a portion of that up, let it sit for about 5, 10, 15 minutes, and that's your little healthier, quick and easy buttermilk substitute.
A Create Culture just mentioned. He said, man, are people putting oats in their flour? Man, I've seen people put all kind of shit in their flour. I've seen everything from fucking what you call those things, those little square little cheese thing, Cheez-Its. I've seen Cheez-Its. I've seen motherfuckers crushing up potato chips and shit, putting all that shit in there, just trying to get the extra crunch. Man, you ain't got to get all crazy with all that stuff. All you got to do is just got to
Shit,
do.
Ritz crackers.
Here's the thing. I'm telling you,
Cornflakes.
a hidden secret to frying chicken is the hot sauce, number one. The second thing is the cornstarch, two. And the third thing is once you put this thing together and you got it all floured up, make sure you go inside that bag and you smash that flour mixture onto your chicken. Make sure you get it all in and through that chicken. You
Yeah,
got to kind of smash it onto there.
yeah,
Rubbing it, I mean,
massage that meat.
yeah, massage it on into there and then take it all out, lay it out on a grate in a
Pause.
pan, and you slide that thing in the refrigerator or the freezer and let it get consistent. Let it come together, get tight, and then when you put it in that grease, it's just going to be one piece. You won't see all those little particles floating off as soon as you put it in the hot grease. That's one of the secrets to that. It's the hot sauce, the cornstarch, and making sure you get that chicken and the covering to it, the coating on it, a consistency to it. And you'll have the best looking, tasting fried chicken in the world. Don't skip on those ingredients because that makes all the difference in the world, the taste.
And unlike some of these social media trends and videos, season y'all's flour mixture. You
Yeah.
put your seasonings, your onion powder, your garlic powder, and such up in there. Don't flour your chicken or season your chicken. Mm-mm. Don't do that.
And real
That's just
quick,
a waste of chicken.
yeah, real quick about the oil, another little added feature to the peanut oil, which is much more expensive than all these other oils out there. And let's say I fried a batch of chicken tomorrow, tripping kids. I can use that oil again for probably another 5 to 7 times. That
Yeah.
But now,
one thing of oil.
so you're doing it in you're submerging the chicken in oil. You're not doing this in an air fryer.
Oh no, if I'm gonna make deep fried chicken, I'm gonna make deep fried chicken, but I can do it in the air fryer as well. I'm just talking about the traditional way to do it.
Mm.
Yeah, they're still browns up by midway. They're still browns up by midway. As soon as you come out of midway and start heading south, you gotta head south or you won't ever see it. Right there on, I think it's Halstead. I think it's on Halstead. You're gonna run into a Browns right there on your left hand side. Yeah, it's still there and still good as shit.
It was always about Browns that they didn't serve food that was not hot, hot, hot out the grease. It was like
That's
against their motto.
Create Culture said he can't wait to try it. No,
Oh,
I
you
have
got
never
to try
used,
it.
W9 MXR says, "Have I ever tried beef?" No, I've never tried beef tallow. Never
Try who?
beef
Beef
tallow.
tallow.
Oh yeah, I think Chef Trips was talking about that the other week. So anytime you go to a butcher shop or you get a piece of good meat, beef, and that trimmed fat, keep the fat, trim that fat, slowly simmer it on the pot, the stove on the pot for like a few hours, and then once that liquid is out of all of the particles, pour that and just let it solidify in a jar. That's the best oil you can make. That's what McDonald's supposedly uses for their fries.
I'm gonna try. You know what? I used to eat beef bacon a lot, and that beef bacon renders a lot of fat. If I'd have known that,
Yeah,
I would have keeping all that.
yeah, that's the tallow. Except once it solidifies, it looks like candle wax almost.
Yeah, that's
It's
what every
hard.
beef.
It's that consistency.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they clean it while it's hot.
Mickey
Right.
D's. That's why them fries so good, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Because it's
good.
just that extra layer flavor because it's the actual fat from all of that beef.
All right. Any last thoughts, kids? I know you ain't no fried chicken frying guy. You gonna go buy your fried chicken, ain't you? You ain't gonna go through none of these
I
necessary
mean,
steps.
I've attempted to do all of this. It's never turned out it's never turned out great. I'll be completely frank with you. If I'm doing fried chicken, I'm doing it without batter at all. I'm just seasoning my chicken and frying it up as such and eating it that way. No,
But
no
it's
batter.
not fried if there's no batter.
You
It
just
is fried. I'm frying it. There's just no batter.
you just
Oh.
wasting. You should just put that in the air.
Brother, it's delicious. Trust me. I'm just
Ain't no
saying.
Yeah.
need. Ain't no need to doing that, man. No need in putting all that extra. If you
Yeah.
gonna fry some chicken, fry some chicken.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, there is no. I've never had bad yardbird. No matter how it was prepared. How no matter well as long as it was seasoned. Yeah. So that I've had. Yeah. No, don't eat everybody's chicken and a potato salad. Yeah, don't. But
Mhm.
there are many different ways to enjoy this. But as long as you get that yardbird in you and it's delicious, it's not a fatty meal. I'm sure this is you can make it keto, which is probably you probably do.
Well, no. Like all of that. That's why I do it the way that I do it at this point. But all of that batter ain't keto.
Well,
But
you
do you
gotta.
have those keto cheat days?
Yeah, you gotta have a cheat day, and I'm a
Yeah.
cheat day fried chicken kind of guy. And if you're gonna fry chicken, I'm telling you, go back and listen to the show, kids, and look at all this stuff on here. Write them down if you need to. But you
Mm-hmm.
gotta try it the way I said it and broke it down.
Yeah,
How
no, I got you. I got you because it's different than the way that I would have made it the last time trip. I did it sort of more along the lines of what you were describing, or at least how I generally cook mine. I usually don't use the buttermilk that's missing, so I'd have to add that, and I like that.
you don't
Um,
have to have that though, kid. You can have any milk. The milk is there to basically thicken up the situation and make your stuff stick to it.
I get it, and you're
Mm-hmm.
doing it. You're sort of you're putting your spices in with the milk is for what you're saying. I do my spices in with the flour. Right, I mix the flour together with the spices and sort of put it
Well,
all together.
actually, you can do a little bit in both. I mean, it's not a either or. You can put a little bit in there and a little bit in there because they're different layers. So when you bite into the chicken, you bite into that outer layer of flavor, and then as you go into the meat, you get into a different layer of flavor
I
because of
kind of
the
see what
different
you're
coatings.
I kind of see what you're doing here, and I would put sort of the wet ingredients together in with the buttermilk and keep the dry stuff outside with the flour. Put them all together, and away you go. I'll have to give us a shot sooner or later, but like I say,
Mm.
fried
Shout
chicken
out,
is such an undertaking this way.
shout out to Redwood Taylor. He says Redwood Dot Taylor. He says every day is a cheat day for you fucking Americans. You'll just eat
Damn right.
You laugh, boy. Yeah,
Can't argue with the guy, man. Can't argue
Just
with
supersized motherfucker.
there's some fat bastards around here. All right, we got to get up out of this, man. I could talk about this forever and ever, man, but we got to get into some Bears conversation because we got to roll, man. We got to roll. And first, let me give my super duper shout outs to the Bears Pro Bowlers, 2026 Bears Pro Bowlers, and that is Drew Dorman, Kevin Byard, and Joe Tooney. Yeah, we're going to get all the way into the conversation about who we thought got snubbed, but first, let's give these guys their flowers, bro.
Well, I voted for all three of these guys, including the guy who got snubbed as well, as the number fourth, and another guy who I feel got snubbed, but we'll talk about them later. Man, Kevin Byard's had one hell of a season this season. I think he deserves this. I really appreciate how he sort of stepped into that leadership role of this team, and I hope that continues on. Drew Dalman and Joe Tooney have been sort of silent assassins all season, especially Drew Dalman. Joe Tooney it's kind of what you would expect from a perennial Pro Bowler, right? It's kind of what you'd expect. But Drew Dalman just quietly has had a smashing season at the center position, and you got to give him props. I'm glad he's received props because, wow, man, we've been really ailing at that particular position for a very long time. So glad we have him, and I'm glad his prowess is showing out.
I'm glad that that the power of polls compels you, and that the ageism was not a thing with trading for Dahlman. You know, you're giving up a 4th-round pick for what, a 31-year-old at the time, and it's like, really, how much you got left in the tank? And he's been balling the f out this season. Kevin Byard, who was 31 as a free agent when he brought him in, it's like, well, how much does he have left in the tank? Leading the league damn near with turnovers.
So all the people you talk shit about, huh? All the people you talk shit about in the Pro Bowl.
Well, not all, but some. And it was like as I said, they what they got left in the tank, and it's like they came in at the top of their game. They didn't have to be developed because they were developed already. And then Dahlman, who was the free agent signing, so this is his first opportunity to go out there and get paid and go to a team that didn't draft him, and here he is, and so now you got the center and your left guard. And it's like that's what you want for your young developing quarterback. And then you got a guy that's an emotional leader because Kevin Byard's out there giving the pregame pep talks. So he's getting everybody fired up, getting everybody, minds right out there. So these are 3 guys that deserved it. They've earned it. They've worked hard for it. And the thing that we all hope is that with Tooney and Byard especially, is that they're around to mentor the next generation coming up behind him.
You know what's most gratifying to me? The fact that all 3 of these guys, shout out to Kevin Byard, Drew Dalman, and Joe Tooney equally. I don't want to take nothing from either one of them, but the fact that we have offensive linemen in the Pro Bowl from the Chicago Bears after all these years,
it's crazy, huh?
It's so gratifying to me because a lot of people like Tripp. And you ain't the only one, Tripp, man. A lot of people was questioning the how much sense does it make to be paying these guys, these so-called old guys, all this money? And the rationale behind that for your average mind, and I'm not talking about you Tripp, I'm talking about your average fan. I should have said that. It looks like that we overpaid.
Well, ain't nothing average about my mind, so we know. Go ahead.
No, not at all. Not at all. Your fucking shit's complex like a motherfucker in ways that I don't want to have to tell nobody. But man, listen, these were great freaking investments, and it's made all the difference in the world in the success of this team. The fact that we have an offensive line that can dominate the line of scrimmage at times and really dictate how well we do in the game or how well we don't do in the game is a relief for me. It's starting to, it's so impressive for me watching it on all 22 that I feel like it's hard for me to say that I have seen a better offensive line in the NFL. I'm talking about past the first 4 games or so. Once they started to gel, I don't know that I've seen a better offensive line in the league outside of. Now I'd say they look just as good as the Philadelphia Eagles, who I consider to be the best offensive line in football. And these guys are right there on par with them. The Chicago Bears offensive line is right there on par with the Philadelphia Eagles. And to be honest with you, the only person that I would exclude in the Pro Bowl conversation would be Ozzie Trapillo, because he just got there. But every single last one of those other 4 deserve it. Every single one of them. I'm talking about Jonah Jackson, and I'm talking about Darnell Wright. They didn't get the respect they deserve. Since we're talking about the O-line, they deserve all the credit in the world.
Well, Theo Benedict got a fair amount of Pro Bowl votes this season as well, just to put that out there. In any event, it's amazing to see offensive line picking up the slack. That position for us, that O-line has been such a place of woe. It was an area of woe over the course of the last few seasons that to finally turn it around is an impressive thing. And it looked like Ryan Poles kind of said, you know what, we just don't have time with the young quarterback to F around and say we're building an offensive line and be stuck in that building process for God knows how long while this thing acclimates and gels together. Let's just swipe the credit card and put together something that actually looks like an offensive line, and let's see where that goes. Braxton Jones, you ain't it. But now that we got a couple other guys that can fill that role, it's working, and working so well that I think the league has, well, with Pro Bowl nods, I guess the league has definitely noticed. They're agreeing with that sentiment, and I do think Ryan Poles deserves some credit in this regard.
Yeah, definitely. And shout out to these guys, and we can keep it moving. And before I forget, the way my mind works, we were talking about pretzel buns. Steak burger was the burger I was going for to use for a pretzel bun. Steak burger. All right, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, man. I mean, the impressiveness on this offensive line, I would, if I really, really layered it on, it might sound so homerish, and it's not cool. But I'm telling you, when I tell you guys, I'm talking about every no maniac, super no maniac, any fan of this network and this channel. You hear me talking week after week about this, about that. I cannot express to you how impressive this offensive line has been this year. At times, it struggled just like any other offensive line will do as a unit. There's times when they leak. There's times when they absolutely didn't play their best games. And I'm talking about these 2 guys on the screen too. They had some rough games. But overall, their great performances totally overshadow some of their less than great play. I mean, absolutely dominant at times. There's no DeAndre Swift doing what he's done this year. There's no confidence in Al Monunga doing what he's doing without those guys up front. There's a reason why those guys seem like they're just chopping every team up they run across. It's because these guys set the tone.
And that's why, Mr. Mayhem, I would lean towards these guys over Kyle and Swift getting a Pro Bowl nod. There was no, and this is like, man, Ben Johnson's done some beautiful things this season. And we didn't have a run game up until week 3 or 4. Right? All of a sudden it came out of nowhere. When it did, it ain't stopped since.
How you like that now?
You know what I'm saying? What's up after it showed up? But before that, it was a major question mark. It was just a matter of them really putting together an offensive line that could click and roll together, and they did. And you said it, Jonah Jackson and Darnell Wright. Like, I know those 2 guys got a fair amount of Pro Bowl votes as well. Like, Darnell Wright, in my opinion, definitely should have he should have generated a bit of another look with regards to Pro Bowl selection. So like that's my additional selections to these 3 gentlemen here, because I felt right off the bat these 3 deserved it. It's clearly Nashawn Wright, Darnell Wright as well, and unfortunately Tremaine wouldn't allow me to, like, I wasn't allowed to select Tremaine because he was on IR, so I put another vote in for Nashawn, which is why I'm kind of surprised that's boy.
Well, wasn't he leading?
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't understand. If you're leading, how are you not the winner or number one or whatever?
Politics.
That's why I don't like the construct, man. That's why I don't like the construct at all.
Explain.
So who picks? Who chooses?
What was Maine out for the last? What was he out? 3-4 weeks?
Yeah.
IR, so at least 4 weeks.
4 weeks plus.
So just because, see, you know what? I can't say that I don't like the construct because I don't really know the full extent of it. I can't say, but the fact that Maine got snubbed, in my opinion, and I think Nashawn Wright under any circumstances would be in the Pro Bowl if he wasn't let's just say he was a known name with those kind of stats. He's in the Pro Bowl easily.
So I can't consider the Tremaine a snub. It was just like, what do you call this? It's
absence.
It's an absence, but it was just like systematically they wouldn't allow him to be a part of the Pro Bowl voting because he was not on a team, quote unquote. He was on IR, and that's what wound up happening. Outside of that, in my opinion, he played at an all-pro level all season this season, and he's back at it again. I hope all of that bodes well for his contract restructure, which eventually is going to happen, I'm sure. But I think he should be extended and restructured, and I think he deserves some good money after this season's play. But then you factor in the remaining, like the previous seasons, and you don't know what to do, man. So we'll leave that to those of us who are getting paid to manage this, aka Ryan Poles. That's just sort of the unfortunate reality with Tremaine. With Nashawn, there's really no reason other than just general popularity of other people in the league. Like, if you were to grab Cooper DeJean's statistics and put them up against Nashawn Wright's statistics, I don't know that you're going to be looking at anything even remotely close to being better. Cooper DeJean's had last season, Cooper DeJean was a dude. I scouted Cooper DeJean. I think he's an amazing football player. I can't sit here and say that he's had anything like.
Do you
know what I mean? Like the season that Nashawn Wright's had this season.
Now let me be a little bit selfish here, and Kez this will probably tickle his ears. Think about it from a Homer's perspective. When you start thinking about the Bears, do you know what a Pro Bowl status can do to your contract negotiations?
Fair enough.
You know what I'm saying? Now we already got.
It's so funny you say that because you're usually the last guy to think about this type of
right. So could this be the difference between us being able to keep them and afford them and not?
You got it. You nailed it. That was the first thing that came to my mind too when I was looking at this as a situation. Maybe the Bears can actually keep Nashawn Wright.
That's going to definitely help the negotiation process with Nashawn Wright if there's going to be one. I'm sure there's going to be one. How long it goes or what's involved with it, dollar-wise, him being on a Pro Bowl is a whole different conversation than him not being in the Pro Bowl.
Well, I don't know, kids. You were saying that you were surprised that no man would think of it that way. From a player's perspective, if we make the Pro Bowl, that's going to be a bump in pay. You're getting that accolade because you're on this level amongst higher than everybody else. So F you, pay me.
Same thing could be said for Darnell. Darnell is pushing into a contract.
I disagree with that because
I think he's going to be in the Pro Bowl next year.
Darnell is guaranteed. Well, Darnell's guaranteed good money because of where he was selected. Like he's
Yeah, he's
basically,
first rounder. Yeah.
you know what I mean? He just has to be played a certain amount and prove the theory. Theory's proved, as far as I'm concerned. Hopefully, the rest of the world agrees with me. I think that theory is proven. You need to get to his agent immediately and get that 5-year out of the way. Get that done. Sign him up for 5 years so you can save a couple of bucks over the course of the next 2 years. Go win some Super Bowls, and worry about that in a year and a half.
Kids and Trips, I got to tell y'all something that is going to sound like the most flattering thing in the world when it comes to Darnell Wright. Sometimes, and I'm just giving you guys what it looks like in the process. Sometimes when I'm looking at the O-line play, I look at it sometimes and I just rewind it and rewind it and rewind it. And I try to see what I can see. And then there's other times when I don't even know how to explain it. But I can tell you for certain, the Darnell Wright that we saw the last couple of years versus the Darnell Wright that we see right now,
Two different things.
His technique is so goddamn consistent. Now it's getting there. It's not even at its best. It's getting there. And if Trips asked me or kids asked me, one of y'all asked me that I see the Teron Armstead interview, and I did see it. And it's something that Teron Armstead talked to him about. It was like, all you got to do is just be consistent. Just keep, asking questions and working on your technique. And you're going to be like the most dominant thing in the NFL at tackle. And I'm seeing it, dude. Like Darnell Wright was so flawlessly good with his technique this last game. At times, I'm just like, holy shit, this dude is going to be one of the highest paid tackles in the league.
I agree.
I'm telling you right now, he can be that dominant.
I completely agree. There's really no flaw in his game per se. It's just going to continue on. Like that's all. He's just going to get better. So the Bears, you gotta get that 5-year out of the way. Make sure he's locked down at a decent rate that you can afford, because he's going to command a very high salary in 2 years.
Well, the beauty of it is Tooney was extended a couple years, so he's getting paid, but it's not a absorbent amount. Dahlman was a free agent signing, but it was a economicable free agent signing. Jackson, didn't he get extended another couple years for a decent amount, but nothing bank breaking?
Nope.
And then your left tackle is a rookie. It's a rookie contract. And then your right tackle, he's getting his first extension. So your offensive line, if you're Ryan Poles, it's like, all right, we're pretty solidified. And then Luke Newman, who's coming off of, set for, a few years. So this is good.
Set for 3 years running. That's sort of what I'm saying. They just need to re-up, just extend Darnell out for the 5th-year option, and you're in a really good place. You don't have to worry about this thing churning out or anything like that. The only thing you have to worry about is slight injury. So you double down on a couple of these positions over the draft and over free agency, just for depth purposes alone. And you have some depth already with, again, potentially Theo Benedict, and some of the other guys that are back there too. But this thing looks solid for 2 years, and this is sort of what I've been talking about. I didn't expect this year to go quite as well as it has. This is, to me, very surprising, and I'm loving every minute of it. But come this time next year, they're going to be in a very good position as well.
Can I tell you guys what I saw as one of the more major flaws with Darnell Wright? It's never the feet. It's never the feet. It's never the power. It's never that. It's sometimes when he goes to make the initial contact with somebody, he leans head, shoulders all together. He just leans into a defensive end, puts his body weight on him. And more times than not, that's sufficient to stop whatever that guy was doing. All he has to do is put that power on him and his body weight on him. And it was like he was compensating for not having the accurate kind of hand punch to really control a defensive lineman. And the difference in that the last couple of years to now is so impressive that I can't say that enough.
Yeah.
Darnell Wright on that offensive line is the most improved offensive lineman there because he's young and he's supposed to be improving right now. Ozzie Tapio's looking good, but the jump from the last couple of years to now with Darnell Wright is amazing. I'm telling y'all.
I agree. I concur. And in that respect, I voted for him to go to the Pro Bowl. I believe he's playing at a Pro Bowl caliber level, and I think it just gets better over the course of the next few years. So again, well done, Ryan Poles, in this respect, in drafting him as well as selecting these guys in free agency. But one more time, I don't know how. So Minister Charles said something interesting in the chat there, just in regards to Sean Wright, and it's that he's given up a couple of balls, and he's actually given up a decent amount of touchdowns. But the fact is, we should also look at his targets. I'm heavily under the impression that he was targeted a hell of a lot more than any other corner on this team, and maybe a lot more than a lot of corners out there in the league. Why? Because you're up against Tariq Stevenson on the other side or Jalen Johnson on the other side. All the more reason to target the undrafted rookie who sort of walked in here and made a name for himself. So that was to be expected.
Check that. Wasn't he a fourth rounder?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think he was a fourth rounder, but he was on the practice squad. So I don't think he was a UDFA.
A UDFA? Fair enough.
But because remember, he was pretty toasty in the beginning of the season, but all of it wasn't because of a physical misplay. A couple times he's peeking in the backfield. A couple times he's looking at Bayer and Bayer's looking at him, or he's looking at Brisker and Brisker's looking at him, and it was just I thought you had him. No, I thought you had him, kind of thing. But because of his length with his arms up and his speed, he's able to make up for a lot of missteps. And his ball awareness, we obviously see with the amount of turnovers he's getting.
That's it. That physical makeup he has does allow to make up for getting burned here and there. Like early in the season, I was watching Justin Jefferson eat his lunch, but then he kind of started to get physical with it and bring what he brings to the table, and that is a 6'3" frame, a lot of length, and good ball skills, man. So all of that across the board, made him a guy that I definitely had to vote for, and then vote for again when I found out that Tremaine Edmonds wasn't an available vote.
I will say this, and I said it a couple weeks ago. I will say it now, and I'm gonna probably get away from that statement in the next couple of weeks as the season comes to an end, guys get a little healthier, and we head into the playoffs. Healthy Nahshon Wright versus all the cornerbacks we have on the team. That includes Kyler, that includes Jalen, that includes an unhealthy last a couple of weeks, Tariq Stevenson is the best cornerback that we have on the team right now. Nahshon Wright is. Now, when those other guys get healthy, that's a whole different conversation. But as of now, he's the most consistent, and he's the best cornerback that we have on the team until everybody gets healthy. And I don't think that's an argument that anybody would refute too much.
Well,
all you got to do is watch the game.
Yeah, I mean, JJ's still admitting that he's getting his legs back under him. Kyler, Coach Johnson said, "Hey, playoffs. Kyler Gordon could be back. Fingers crossed." Tyreek Stevenson, he was getting toasty in the beginning of the season. He's been out hurt, but he's coming back, still getting his legs under him. And then Nick McLeod, congratulations on the NFL player thing. But yeah, on the field, he's kind of like, ugh. So Nahshon, give me that right. That's his nickname. Give me that. He's been the cornerback of our secondary.
Hey, Crimson asked, he said, over JJ question mark? Man, I'm telling you
Yeah,
right now, yeah, Tyreek's better than JJ right now.
right now, yeah.
Jalen Johnson is not all the way there, but he's working his way back to true form. I'm talking about play. He's the better player as of right now, given the health situation.
Interesting. This looks like we have viable depth, and that is important, especially in the cornerback room, given the fact that Terrell Smith went down as early as he did. It's really cool to see these backups and young men step up to the plate and have one hell of a season so far.
Well, I haven't heard anybody talking about, well, we got to take, whenever we pick in the first round, I still hear edge. Before it was like maybe left tackle, maybe running back. I'm not hearing left tackle or running back anymore.
We're gonna get to there. Let me read.
But cornerback, don't sleep on cornerback being top pick.
All right, let me read Patrick Higgins because I hear you, Crimson. I appreciate it, man. I understand why you don't agree with it. I understand that. But let me read Patrick Higgins because this is a throwback to last week the Packers game. He says, "Got to give you credit, Nomad. You strangely had zero doubt, even when down 10 points and like 2 minutes left. I know how football goes, Patrick, and I know the determination of this team. And they've proven to me time and time again, I probably wouldn't have had as much confidence if they hadn't proven to me over and over again what they can do with minimal time on the clock. They've shown it to us all over the entire season. And I just like they got a lot of time on the clock. Yeah, they can do this. This ain't no problem. It was a lot of time on the clock. As a matter of fact, I thought they would run some more clock before they took that shot to DJ at the end of the game.
Me too. I did not see that one coming. When it hit the sky, I was like, oh my God, what is he doing? We should be running the foot. Oh shit, it's a touchdown. You know what I mean? Like that's where my brain was.
Truth. Everybody tell the truth right now. Everybody in the chat, whether you're watching on the Nomad Network at Kids of Canuck or Sports Chicago Style, over under, and the number is at 10. How many times have you rewatched that touchdown pass?
Oh, easily over 30 times.
Oh, damn. Really?
Oh, yeah.
I think I saw it 6 times. I thought that was too much.
Easily 30 times.
Right on. Because that highlights is fun.
It went instant classic, bro.
It is. And so just think about it, though. You got to take it for what it's worth. When has this ever been the result of a Chicago Bears football game? The 60-yard pass reception in the end zone, just like a completely unheard of football term.
And hold on, kids, hold on. Let's set the cinema.
Yes,
let's
please.
go Martin Scorsese on it. What was the wind gust going? 30-mile-an-hour wind gust. And all season long, where the hell is Caleb's deep ball? Where the hell is Caleb's deep ball? Why is DJ Moore in at running back? What are we doing here? And now in the rivalry game, playoffs on the line at home, you have your stud wide receiver, DJ Moore, on a deep post taking
that we haven't hit all goddamn year.
This is what I'm saying. You ain't even really. This is just you're going through the trailer. This is just the trailer of the Scorsese because it gets even sweeter. Like 2 weeks ago we were wondering how come these two guys can't even hit each other in a single pass down to one target in a game type situation.
Negative yards.
Then you get in the game itself, and let's go back to that 2 weeks ago. The dude who picked you off in the end zone where everybody's saying, why didn't you hit DJ, is the dude who comes in, smokes DJ in the back in the first couple of minutes of the game on some I'm targeting you shit. Tell me he wasn't. Nailed the guy. The bomb is on this receiver who is draped all over DJ. Touchdown, right? Like that. This is it was a
cinema.
He was cinema. It was the big payback on Nixon. Nixon got up and left Chicago.
Yeah, he didn't even show up for his post game press conference.
He was
you think these conversations that I have with you guys live during these shows are interesting? If I would show you a text thread of my teammates and people that I know that text me about the Bears, and I tell them some of the same stuff that I tell you guys, some of it, but in more explicit ways. But I tell them, and somebody texted me, probably about 5 or 6 of my teammates texted me. He's like, "Damn, this shit going just like you said." I was like, "Dog, it's just a matter of time. Eventually, the connectivity is gonna get there. I'm just watching the shit every week, and eventually, this shit's gonna come together." And what's strangely good about this team, I'm talking about offensively and defensively. Defense has its holes, and they're going to continue to have holes here and there until everybody's healthy at the same time. But offensively, we've had the least amount of injury, and so they've been the healthier bunch of the group. And I told people, I was just like, eventually, the timing is going to slow down for Caleb Williams. Everything is going to start clicking. All you got to do is play enough football, and the shit's going to start slowing down. And once he gets that deep ball accuracy and gets some confidence in it, you can forget it. Once he's confident in his deep ball and okay with letting that thing ride, and whoever he's throwing it to is going to come down and get it, this offense is a 40-burger machine waiting to happen. I'm telling you. I've been saying that all year long privately, but it gives me pause saying it live all the time. But I've said it a few times. I think
What the hell? What the hell song was that you were singing?
Hello.
Hello. There you go. Because it was hello, and it was like, oh shit, points. Hello, points. Hello, victory. So this is that whole thing that as fans we want the instant gratification. So when they came out and lost those first 2 games, it was like, oh, this is gonna suck again. But as the wins have come in, it's like, well, this isn't sustainable. Defense can't get off the damn field. Offense, doesn't play the first half of games, but they're getting lucky with turnovers. And then they keep getting lucky with turnovers. And then they keep getting lucky with turnovers. And it's to a point there, it's like, well, after a while, it's not luck. This is something that you are consciously aware of and doing and forcing at the right time. And you look at the plays when the sacks happen, when turnovers happen, when receptions take place, and the connectivity with the quarterback, crunch time. So when it's time, to cut the nuts, nut cutting time, kids. That means you ain't no going back. Because now it's time for it to show and prove. They're showing and they're proving. So this is still the honeymoon year for the most of the fans. Not one projection had this team at 11 wins, possible plus, going into the playoffs this season. But yet here they are. So that the belief within Hallis Hall, within that locker room, within those halls, you just got to ride with it, because they keep proving week after week after week that they're going to find a way. Somebody's going to make a play, and they're going to have that confidence and the faith in each other and themselves that, yeah, we're going to pull this out. And it's like, let's fucking go.
And I think this, man, and you guys can refute it if you want to, but this is what I believe in my spirit. I think everything has its time. As I was telling Don Burr before the season started, in preseason, I told Don Burr, I said, man, there's a price to pay for the physical toll that Dan Campbell puts on his team. Dan Campbell and John Harbaugh, same guy fundamentally. Physical football, and they build their team to play physical football. Here's the thing: we're a physical football team as well, but there's a limit. It's got to be a limit to the physicality. It has to start inside the building. It has to start with, okay, am I putting too much on my key guys? Am I running this ball too much with Derrick Henry? Am I running this ball with too much with what's his name, the running back in Detroit? Am I putting too much on my offensive line? Eventually, that physicality will take its toll. That thing is like the Reaper. Eventually, you just say you believe in the next man up, but really, do you? Do you? Because guess what? You don't have to fucking play with them. And I told Don, I said they had a 3-year window. They had a 3-year window to exact their revenge on the league and get a championship in Detroit, and they missed it. And I told him, I said, just like it's been going on for the last 3 years, towards the end of the season, they're going to be missing 5 to 6 major components to the offense and defense. And I'll be damned if that's not happening right now. That's what Don is. That's why Don ain't here right now. Because he's remembering everything that I fucking told him. And I said, not only that, and I told him, there's only so far you're going to go with stiff-ass Jared Goff. He's going to be great in the regular season. He's going to be tearing people up in the regular season while that offensive line is protected. But when the playoff football starts and teams go to another level to make sure they disrupt his timing, Jared Goff is going to look like a pedestrian. And that's exactly, it's just starting early. Jared Goff looks like a pedestrian because he cannot move. And that's their weakness. That's their weakness.
I don't take pleasure in it, but I can't stop smiling. I saw earlier today that there was a somebody posted that man, David Montgomery should request a trade because they're glazing Gibbs and they're not feeding Monty the ball, and this team is in shambles. And I'm paraphrasing, but Monty liked it. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah. So it's
We
like that ship is taking water fast over there.
for the last 2 weeks, he's been the better running back because oh boy ain't been able to do nothing, because they're gearing their teams. Gibbs has torn up every team in the league for the most part, except for the last 2 weeks. He can't get the ball moving because they know that all they want to do is turn around and stretch run with Jahmyr Gibbs. They've figured out how to stop that. And since then, David Montgomery's been their best back, but they keep wanting to feed the ball to Jahmyr because they think that next big run is going to happen. And David Montgomery's getting a little frustrated with it. He's just like, shit, man. When they stopping him, just let me run the ball. And that's not happening. Dan Campbell has come in and he's not only accelerated Jahmyr Gibbs' touches, he's gotten another thing is a little bright spot for somebody else, and that is Jameson Williams. He's getting Jameson Williams the ball because the other coordinator was force feeding what's his name, Amon-Ra St. Brown so much that they were going games without Jameson Williams getting a touch. And that's not cool. You got a guy that you just paid like $20 million. You got to get him the ball. It's like DJ here.
Yeah, yeah. And now that we see the fruits of the labors of this season of the offense from the offensive line coming together and gelling to getting the run game going to where seventh round pick Menengai and Swift are eating out there and running hard to now a shout out to the Skywalker, Jade Walker. We saw the electricity, the juice we're having. So the next man up mentality is taking place from UDFAs to free agents to late signings like CD Deuce, CJ Gardner Johnson. So everybody's contributing on every level. And we ain't even going into special teams and how much of a demon Blackwell should have been. He should have been an All Pro.
Yeah,
You
man.
know,
Yeah, that's a whole other conversation. That's worth having. Kids, wake your ass up. It's a live show. Get up. Come on now. Hey, look. Fuck, I got other things to do on this show. But man, this Bears conversation is so good because we got to talk about I thought we can get through. I can get to what we need to get to, but I was underestimating it. We got to talk about the 49ers game coming up, and do we think we can win? Let me just start this conversation off like this. Fresh off some review, and my job on this channel, along with these guys, is to do that unfortunate work that I have to do is to watch them play football, talking about the next opponent, and watching the 49ers. I'll tell you something. Defensively, they're not the 49ers that they used to be, number one. And they depend on scoring the ball. And I'll tell you that Mike Shanahan is probably in the top. He is in the top 3. I'll give him top 3 easily. It's the coach in LA, the Rams. He's the best offensive coordinator in the league, period. But
Sean McVay.
Yeah, McVay is the best right now, and I think offensive coordinators would probably admit that. But Shanahan, where he's good, is morphing his scheme to fit the moment. They don't run the ball quite as effectively so far this year as they have in the past, and they've had to lean more on the passing game. And what they like to do is a lot like what we do: use a lot of eye candy, a lot of shifts, a lot of motions to move the linebackers around to create openings, whether it's in the middle or in the flat. They use that to weaken the integrity of the defense. And that's what you should expect Sunday. They're going to use shifts, they're going to use motions, they're going to use all kinds of eye candy just to get off a run or just to get off a play in the flat or throw down the seam. It's all the same thing. It's just about being disciplined defensively and making sure that this, just because this guy moves at the last second, doesn't alter your good judgment. You know what I mean? So if somebody in the slot, he's in motion, but he just runs to the line of scrimmage at the last second, he doesn't make that linebacker jerk and get out of position, because that's what they're counting on. I don't even know if that makes any kind of sense to you guys. But they
window dressing. It's a lot of window dressing.
Lots.
So that's what is enabled the 49ers. What was it that they haven't punted since November or some shit? And they're putting up points in the game. Yeah, something like that. Was some weird stat that I think I heard or saw somewhere. But Purdy will give you the ball. He can't hurt you with his legs. He gets the ball out. He can be accurate, but he will turn the ball over. And we know that this Bears defense is very opportunistic. But we also know that this Bears defense gets gashed in a run, and CMC will gash you in the run. So they're going to have to be physical, because this 49ers team, I'm not saying they're soft, but they always are going out injury-wise. So get physical, pound, and pound some more. Pause. And on offense, the 49ers have been giving up points like, candy on Halloween. So the offense will need to actually play the first half and not wait till, the end of the game and hope that the defense keeps it close. So I'm not a better kids, but I think I saw that the over under is like 50 points. So if I was a better, I would probably take the over.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm with you on this one. It's an interesting matchup. I think, strangely, I think what's going to win us this matchup, is just momentum from this past weekend's game. I'll just be completely frank on this. These two teams line up very interestingly against each other. And you the two of you have already sort of mapped it out. I think we can put numbers up. I think we can put up a really solid offensive performance against this team, A, on the ground, B, in the air as well. They've got a decent defense. It is more the offense that I'm worried about how the defense will handle. It is a little bit tricky. And, yeah, man, Kyle Shanahan is definitely, like, worst come worst, top 5 coaches in this league. I might put you at number 3. Right there with sort of the list that Nomad was putting together earlier on. Either way, He's a mind that you got to be paying attention to. So is Ben Johnson. I think these two brains will line up very well against each other. I think the brains on the defensive side of the ball as well line up very interesting against each other. I do think from a personnel perspective, we might have them on the defensive side. Offensive, hard to say from a personnel perspective. You're really looking at a good collection of humanity. I am under the impression that George Kittle might be out this week. That might be a bit of a boost. They're still going to leverage those tight ends regardless as to what happens. CMC gets leveraged no matter what goes on. These guys have their work cut out for them on both sides of the ball. Again, whether you're San Francisco or whether you're Chicago, I just feel at this present time that win, that hype, this extra exuberant love that they're feeling from the city of Chicago and Bears fans worldwide, I think that bleeds into the score on this coming Sunday.
Hey, wasn't Tongus the tight end Tongus? Wasn't he a Bear at one time?
Told you, kids.
See that he was saying this to me earlier today that Jake Tongus might have been a Bear. I'm gonna have to now. I gotta let me do some research.
Don't worry about it because we got to get ready to close this thing out, and ain't no need to be worried about that. Because I gotta say something to close this show, and I have to apologize for 2 weeks in a row. I did really underestimate what we can do in the span of 2 hours, and again we're gonna miss the UAP UFO Buga Spirit, and I'm gonna say it 2 times in a row. I promise you we're going to make up for this after the holidays. I promise you we will. We will make up for this after the holidays. So I do apologize to the people that were waiting all show for us to get to that. I apologize for it, man, because we should have, but I underestimated what we can do. And I want to get ready to close this off by telling you guys something before we get to some pleasantries, and we got to get right to it. I do think the Dennis Allen man-to-man concept, blitz concept, is going to help this matchup because of that. I think Brock Purdy and what the 49ers do plays well into the hands of a zone defense, a zone-heavy defense. It does play into that very well, and I think if you get him moving around and get him unsure about where to throw that ball to, which I know Dennis Allen can see that on film, that man-to-man concept is going to definitely work for us. We just got to get guys covered. We might not have Kittle to have to deal with this week, so that should make it a little bit easier. So that's I just wanted to say that, and we'll get to some more of that conversation before we do the pregame. While we do the pregame, we'll get to that conversation. But that's it for tonight, man. We got to get ready to get out of here. We got to close it off early. Just because it's the holidays and that's what time it is. And I got to pass it to kids. Don't worry about that stat, kids.
I already got the stat.
Let's just give some pleasantries and be quick about it because we got to get out.
All right. Anyways, y'all, thanks for coming out. Happy holidays, y'all. Really appreciate the time that you guys spent with us this evening. We will be back at it there this weekend with respect to the San Francisco game versus the Chicago Bears. We'll do what we do, and you guys will love it as well. We'd love it if you join us. Give a like, share, subscribe at all 3 of these networks: Nomad Network, Keds and Canuck, and over at Sports Chicago Style. We would really appreciate your love and support as we do what we do. With that being said, I'll throw it down to my guy Triple R. What are your thoughts, bro?
Just a shout out to everybody who this holiday week, maybe the people that used to share it with are gone, passed on, so you're not with anyone anymore. You have our memories. Cherish those memories, enjoy those memories, and look forward to maybe making some new ones. You never know. But just be aware that, you're in our community. We got love for you. We appreciate you hanging out with us, and we are just always happy to take the time to hang out with you on all of our individual networks as well as when we come together as a whole. So we'll see you Sunday night for the 49ers.
Sunday night at 7 p.m. So we'll be live at 7 p.m. Central. Game is on at 7:20, so we'll be on 20 minutes ahead of time to give you a little breakdown and talk about it a little bit. I just want to thank you guys for being here, just like everybody else did. Yeah, Don Bird is gone.
Ghost. Maybe
I,
we'll see him Christmas night,
maybe,
Christmas Eve night.
maybe. I doubt it. I doubt you see Don into the off season where he's a little bit more confident about what the Lions can do in the future. I think that's just how his mind works. But I just want to thank everybody for being here, man. It's been great. And I do apologize for the abbreviated show and not being able to get to all the content that we have planned. For 2 or 3 weeks straight, I've had stuff that we had planned, but had to shelf it because for the betterment of the production of the show, we had to do other things, and that's what's happening this week. And I just apologize to you all for that. I just want to say to you all before we get ready to get out of here is, you know, I was very serious when I was talking to you all about what I might have to do when I get off this show and try to help shepherd someone through a tough time, and that's real. That's very real. And no, I did not expect to have to do some shit like this during the Christmas season, during the holiday season. Nobody thinks to be doing stuff like that. You know, you just be thinking whatever happy ass mood you have in your head and what you want to do, hang out with you, whatever it is. You never expect things like this, but I'm fully prepared to help somebody if needed. You know what I mean? And I'm one of those
Well,
people
yeah,
that
yeah. I think all the no maniacs, all the kids, Canuck, everybody in sports Chicago style. We can appreciate that and respect you for it, and nobody's gonna go all DK Metcalf on you for it.
I understand. I appreciate that, Trish, man, for saying that. And I just feel bad about it. I can't help it. That's just me. But I
Yeah,
do love you all, and I want to say you guys have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, however you receive it, and you guys enjoy each other, enjoy your people, enjoy whoever you're around, and find some light, because there is it's that there. I know the season does a lot to a lot of people, mentally and emotionally, as it does to everybody. But just don't let it get the best of you. It's just a little time and space in your life. That's it, man. And you'll walk right on through that and you're gonna be all right. But enjoy the holidays, enjoy your Christmas, you guys. I just gotta leave you guys with these famous words. Love, peace, and hair grease, y'all. Merry Christmas.